This is a video for those of you who are thinking, I'm not an alcoholic, but I can't stop binge drinking at the weekends. Every weekend is the same. You go out to the same bars, you meet the same mates, you spend too much money on cocktails, you dance like a crazy woman, you chat rubbish, you spend too much money on a taxi home, you wake up in the morning with no memory, a pounding head, and intense feelings of shame, and actually that shame and anxiety lasts for days. And you've tried moderating, and quite frankly, climbing Everest seems more plausible than moderating. You either white knuckle your way through an evening wishing the torment would stop, or you end up hitting the F it button and you drink harder than you would have before. So you feel stuck. You're in this grey area where you don't feel heard and you're misunderstood. So on the one hand, your friends, they don't take you seriously when you say that you don't want to drink as much. They're like, oh, go on, just have another one. What's the worst that can happen? But then on the other hand, seeking help from a program like Alcoholics Anonymous just seems just overkill. So you feel like nothing meets you. Where's the support that suits you? You want professional support, but you can't find it. If you're feeling like this right now and you're binge drinking and you want to stop and you can't get out of the cycle, then I'd like to share with you 3 things that might help. The first thing is to speak openly and honestly with your friends. If you can, explain to them that you're unhappy, that you want to take your health seriously, and that by doing so you want to change your relationship with drinking. You could also explain that you know that a drinking habit is really hard to break, and that just because you're going out with them and you might be drinking a lot with them, it doesn't take away from the fact that it's still making you unhappy and you're trying to change. It's a work in progress and it's going to take time and effort and consistency. So I think it's important to point that out. Also, you could ask them to respect your decision to try and cut down drinking or whatever it is that you want to do around your drinking. And honestly, if they're good friends, they will respect this conversation. So I think it's a really important conversation to have. The second thing that I'd like to suggest is to seek an online community, a group or a network. There are tons of them. You could look on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and there are also websites as well. So soberistas.com, sherecovers.org, and 1 Year No Beer, I think that's .com. I will link these below so that you can have a look. Also, you could go into Facebook and just search the groups and type in sober and see what comes up. There are actually loads of communities out there. So you don't have to join something that you feel doesn't relate to you, that's stuffy and old-fashioned. I actually find these groups make sobriety fashionable. So hopefully you'll find something that you can relate to. The third suggestion is to work with a coach. So in the same way that if you wanted to lose weight or build muscle, you might work with a personal trainer because you like the accountability, you want the professional support, you want the learned experience, the lived experience, and the structure. yeah, in the same way, a sobriety coach or recovery coach can give you those same things for changing your relationship with drinking. So they can also give you accountability, help you to structure your days, your weekends, help you to look at obstacles that might come up and how you might overcome those. And they will give you motivation. I think working with a coach makes it far easier and quicker to reach your goals when it comes to not drinking, and it ensures that you will be more successful. I would like to add that a really important point to make is that asking for help with your drinking is not a sign of weakness. Addictions are hard to overcome. When our brains were first formed, we were looking in the wilderness for rare, delicious berries, not faced with supermarkets with rows of sweets and chocolates and bottles of wine. So just remember that it is difficult. So if you can find some support to help you to overcome your addiction, you'll end up having a better life because of it. So, the sooner you start to want to change, the sooner you start to make progress, the more quickly you can have a fulfilling life and let go of that cycle that's causing you harm. If you found this video useful, please hit like and subscribe and comment below. I look forward to reading and responding to your comments.